I'm always nervous. Hey, everybody! Welcome to the Otakucast. I'm your host, Angels Calamity, and we're glad you're here. But before I introduce my co-host today, we have a special guest. This is our guest today, Sean. Say hello, lovely people, Sean.
Hello, lovely people. My name is Sean, or as I go by my Twitch handle, Situashaun.
Awesome. And you stream on Twitch?
Yes, I do. You can find me at twitch.tv/Situashaun. I do have somewhat of a schedule. I do stream Sunday, Mondays, and Wednesdays at 9 p.m. PST, but lately I've been kind of just streaming whenever I have the free time, so you can catch me pretty much anytime when I'm live around 9 p.m. PST.
Awesome. We're
There's
so
one good
glad
thing
you're
that
here.
comes out of it, just
Yeah.
go whenever you stream.
Yep.
Awesome. So if you guys want to check out his content, head on over to his channel. But for now, I'm also going to introduce my awesome co-host, Directionally Challenged.
Hi, I'm Directionally Challenged. You guys know me.
Do they?
I do stuff. I put up a fun little skit yesterday. Well, no, today. And then tomorrow is a new skit. I'm trying out those
Ooh.
YouTube shorts.
I'll have to check out your skit.
Oh, it's stupid.
Stupid.
And I also do the things. I do content creation on YouTube at angels_calamity, and I just released a compilation video of some hilarious moments from my channel. You guys can check out.
Nice.
Do it.
You know what we're talking about today?
We're doing news. We're doing some news before we get into our topic.
And our first news story, I will launch into that one, is Demon Slayer. I still have yet to see that one. Shame on me, I know. Gets 4 new Kimetsu Gaiken Valentine's Day shorts.
You haven't seen
foldable?
the anime about Demon Michael Jackson?
I have not. That
No.
okay. Oh,
You gotta see
everybody,
Demon Michael
my
Jackson.
shirt before I'm too cold and I have to put my sweater back on. It's amazing. Someday I'll be sponsored. Anyway.
Angels is distracted.
I always am distracted. I'm just a little distracted bean. Anyway, the official website for Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba anime announced on Friday that the ufotable is animating 4 Valentine Day themed shorts titled Kimetsu Gaiken Valentine Hen Demon Slayer Academy Valentine Chapter. All 4 shorts will debut on the Aniplex YouTube channel on February 14th at 10 a.m., 1 p.m., 4 p.m., and 8 p.m., all JST. The shorts will accompany Kimetsu Kai online streamed event on the same day, which celebrates the 2-year anniversary of the television anime. The 4th Gaiken Valentine Hen short will debut within the event stream.
I was wondering if I was subscribed to Aniplex, but I was like, because there's one anime YouTube channel I was subscribed to, which is like a bunch of companies got together and are putting out old anime for free.
Ooh, neat.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
But you guys should know what Demon Slayer is by now. The movie actually did the insurmountable, the unattainable. It topped Spirited Away, which, yeah, right? It topped Spirited Away in box office. It's apparently very good anime.
And would you know that it is the second highest selling manga in 2019, second only to One Piece?
Oh, wow.
That's in your story that you picked.
I wasn't going to read that part.
Too late.
That's fine. I wasn't going to read that part.
You cannot escape it. Every week.
It's not a secret that DC really likes One Piece. And I am not as much into it. Anyway, what's our next news story? DC, hit us with it.
I want to talk about Ghibli. Can I talk about Ghibli?
You could talk about whatever giblets you would want to talk about.
Not giblets. Studio Ghibli, the Ghibli theme park, previews its 16-meter tall Howl's Moving Castle replica.
My dog's wagging her tail in her sleep. I can't tell her to sleep. Nice.
They built a life-sized replica of Howl's Moving Castle,
which is pretty freaking awesome. 16 meters high too.
It's not painted yet. It's all white right now. But like I said, they're just kind of previewing it, showing off some of the scenes from various movies and films that they've created, some various concept art for like new designs and things like that. And it's just really cool to see what all they're doing. and
You could see
seeing.
sets from Princess Mononoke, as well
Mhm.
as Sasuke's and Mei's house from Neighbor Totoro, and all kinds
Yeah.
of cool things. If you guys want to see these images, we put the link to these news stories in our Discord channel. Go ahead, Dee.
So yes, I was just gonna state that it's gonna be in the Aichi Prefecture. Apparently, they've budgeted about $280 million for construction to build this park, and it's like it's a love letter to Ghibli, and
It
I just love the look of it. It's so cool.
it really is. And who does not love if you like any sort of anime, you would like Studio Ghibli. You gotta.
Oh yeah.
It's a
Mhm.
requirement.
I wanna go
Mhm.
to Ghibli Land. I wanna see.
I
I
want
wanna
to go
be
to
in.
Ghibli
Ghibli
Land as
Land.
well.
I wanna be inside Howl's Moving Castle. That'd be awesome.
Right.
It's gonna be in a 200 hectare. I can't
Hector.
words
Hector.
area. And thank you. Aichi's Hector Expo Park, also known as Moriko Park, the site of 2005 World's Fair. The park already has Sasuke and Mei's house, a replica of the main character's house from My Neighbor Totoro anime film, and the house was also the site of a Studio Ghibli Expo 2000 and 2015. But
So
they
yes.
want to make it a big tourist attraction, and honestly, I
Oh
don't see
yeah.
how they're going to keep people away.
Yeah. No, it looks
Really,
awesome. But
once Voldemort, we don't mention the evil virus by name here. We call it the Voldemort that shall not be named.
so what else? What else we got? What else? What else? What other news?
All right, Memories Anthology English dubbed streams Friday, February 6th. Which at first I had no idea what it was, but it sounds super cool. I will explain. Disotech Media announced on Monday that it will host a streaming premiere for the English dub of the Memory Short Anime Film Anthology Collection on Twitch on February 9th at 9 p.m. EST. Premiere will include after credit bonus content. They're releasing the anthology on Blu-ray as well
Blu-ray.
and Blu-ray. There's a couple shorts. One's called Stink Bomb. One's called Cannon Fodder. One's called Magnetic Rose.
Yeah,
And
these are actually like older films too, because I've heard of the anthology. I've heard of it. I haven't seen it, but
I
it
had
came out
not
like
heard
what
of it until now. But
95, 96, something like that. Like
and
it's
they're up.
old.
Yeah, they're upscaling. There's graphics comparing the old to the new. They're upscaling all the graphics. They're giving it a brand new dub, and they are streaming it live on that date. So if it's created by celebrated anime master Kichiro Otomo. Memories consist of three dazzling stories, each delivered with its own astonishing style. Magnetic Rose, directed by Koji Morimoto, which did Animatrix, based on a manga short by Otomo, concerns the two space travelers following a distress signal drawn to a magnificent world created by one woman's memories. And in Tensei Okamura, who did Wolf's Rain, loved Wolf's Rain. Stink Bomb, a young chemist accidentally transforms himself into an unstoppable biological weapon set on a direct course for Tokyo. He hulks. Atomo's own Cannon Fodder depicts a day in the life of a city whose entire purpose is firing cannons at an unknown. All
Just keep
sound cool.
firing the cannons.
Fire the cannons! But anyway, super cool. And what's our last news story of the day, DC?
So Pacific Rim is bringing a new anime to its streaming service. I say bring it back because it's Pacific Rim the Black anime. Pacific Rim the Black. I don't understand the name, but it's a Pacific Rim anime series that's going to be in English and Japanese. And the reason why I bring it up is because the joke from honest movie trailers was like, or like best whatever cinema sins was like, is it the best dumb movie ever made or the dumbest best movie ever made? And it's really a hard question to answer for the original Pacific Rim. The second
I
movie, not as much.
look.
Really not as much.
I watched the first Pacific Rim, and I was like, "All right, this is all right. It's
It's
very
amazing.
it was pretty okay.
It's amazing. They
It was
used a cargo
but
ship as a baseball bat. It was awesome.
but but look, it was
It
very
it was
it was
what it
very
needed
it
to
had
be.
the anime vibe to it. The second one,
No, second one was terrible. The first one was just fun giant robots versus monsters, and they forgot about the plot halfway through the movie, and we're like, oh yeah, we had a plot, and it's like you don't need it. You don't need the plot. It's just Bex versus monsters. We're good. Go.
I mean, you're not wrong. By the way, Chase, how could you not like Ghibli? I see you in chat. How could you not like Ghibli? And hello, boss.
Ghibli is fantastic.
It's
Well, I
overrated.
just boss.
It's
Not
fantastic.
overrated.
By some people it can be, but I think on its own it stands up on its own. It's very good. But anyways,
Maybe.
yeah, the for some reason they're deciding to do a 3D anime, and the animation from Netflix's official trailer is janky and just
Look,
terrible.
y'all
Are we talking
heard
about Exile?
our rant about 3D anime before.
Yeah,
We're talking
look,
about the Grim.
Oh.
actually,
You guys, if you know, you know. If you're gonna do 3D
though
anime, you have to do it right, and that's
I I do have to say that it's nice of Chase to bring up X Arm, because that's a fun little story that actually lead us into our topic today.
will it.
Yeah,
Our
which
topic is
is
underrated anime.
yes, underrated anime. I had an idea for this, which was my journey through my anime list to find animes rated 5 and below and discover hidden gems amongst them. X Arm was actually one of those, and no, it's rated where it should be.
It's straight
Where it should
garbage.
be. It's where it deserves.
I've never
It's,
even heard
it's where
of
it
X
deserves.
Arm, but apparently I'm not missing out on anything.
It deserves to be where it is. There's a
Okay.
lot of really bad 3D
You have
animes.
an anime that no one's really heard of that actually deserves. You
I
started
I
today.
I have a ton. Do you want me to go with the one you don't want me to talk about that I could talk
Sure,
about?
you go right ahead about this
We're gonna
one.
talk
I've
about
heard
Sushi
about this one.
Police. Are we
I'm
gonna
gonna
talk about Sushi Police? It's,
Nani?
yeah, you guys don't even know. You don't even know about Sushi Police. It follows
want to know about Sushi Police.
but it follows three Japanese police officers on a rocket fishing boat, and their names are Honda, Suzuki, and Kawasaki.
Okay, I'm gonna put my sweater
Nani?
on when you guys hear this. I've heard this already like 4 times. Okay.
Like no, it's great. It follows three police officers, Honda, Suzuki, and Kawasaki, which are all, if you guys don't know, Japanese car and like motorcycle brands. And so it's great. Uh but yeah, they have their flying rocket fishing ship, which counts as Japanese soil, and they fight against sushi crimes, which I think it's Honda has the ability to sense when sushi is crying, and when crimes against sushi are being committed, and he's like, "Can't you hear the sushi crying?" And they just show up. It's 12 episodes. They're 3 minutes long. It was made as like a promotional thing for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, which we all know didn't work out, but it was made for that. And just they go to different places and they just destroy the buildings for daring to commit crimes against sushi. Their guns are filled with wasabi. They fire wasabi bullets, and they have a soy sauce cannon in space.
Of
So,
course they do.
and I've never laughed harder at a series where it knows how long its joke can last, and it stays in that time frame. It's like we have 3 minutes of material, we're not doing more, and it works perfect. It's the best. It's so dumb. But you can get lost in the series and you'll laugh, because just the concepts of these dudes just showing up and fighting people with chopsticks as weapons, and like firing their wasabi rifles at people's noses, and it doesn't really, like, all it does is like makes them slightly uncomfortable.
I would
They
die.
don't like
I'm allergic to all things spice. I would just die.
it's
I
just
couldn't even eat
horseradish.
black pepper without having serious complications.
Oh, it's
I
so
know. I'm just the worst. I am trash.
it's such a dumb series, but it's only rated like a 4.7, and I'm like, this is an 8. This is a 9. This is amazing. This is series, but everyone's just like, this is the dumbest idea ever. This is anime sucks, and I'm like, you are wrong. It is glorious.
Well,
Sushi police just
I'm
going
glad.
around beating up people for making bad sushi.
All
Oh my
right.
god.
I mean, I guess. No.
it has a good message in it, which is basically like, hey, sushi police, people should be allowed to have food freedom, and let's let people experiment with sushi. You don't have to stick to rigid, traditional sushi.
You got somebody interested. Boss says that they're gonna check it out.
Yes, yes, boss, check it out. It's so good. It's so good. You will either love it or you will hate it. I don't think there's an in between. I really don't. I can't think of an in between for it.
Sean, would you
Oh,
Mm.
like to go next with an underrated anime?
oh,
Sure, I actually have two, and both of them are actually my
Let's do
top
one
two
at a time.
favorite
Let's do one at
animes.
a time.
So, yeah, I'll just do one at a time. So, I'm gonna go with Fooly Cooly. This anime was by far my favorite because one, I actually grew up watching it as like a small child, and I still remember vividly like all the
oh
characters and
yeah,
what was going on, and especially Haruka's yellow moped.
Conti.
And
Mm.
I can honestly say with all the other animes that I've gotten into, this is the one that I've always like kind of like have like flashbacks, like always like
It's
refer back to like when
oh
I
yeah. No,
first started getting into it.
if you like Fully Cooley, Sushi Police has a similar like ridiculousness concept to it.
Hmm.
Like Fully Cooley's whole thing of just like bashing a dude on the head with a guitar to open
Oh
up dimensional
yeah,
portals. Yeah,
yeah.
no,
No,
yeah.
I love Fooly Cooly. It is definitely zany. It's out there. I have
Hmm.
a special place in my heart.
It's glorious.
Yeah,
This is
especially
glorious
for like
anime.
that like kind of like that aesthetic like like throwback of how like animes were at, like back in the day, and then like
Yeah.
I know from what I've seen and read a couple of other places that there's a lot of like hidden like messages like within like the animes, and it actually does make sense too, not like thinking
Oh
about
yeah.
it.
No, it has an actual story. It has a plot. It has
Mhm.
arcs like character development.
Mhm.
It has a robot dad at one point. That was funny. It's not just absurdist.
And
It's
then there's
kind of is,
like
but
the
there's a lot.
robot dad like eats him and he goes mecha and it's all absurd, but it's
No,
Mhm.
oh no,
Mhm.
no, that's Conti. That's Conti the robot, not Robot
Yeah.
Dad.
oh
No,
okay.
Robot Dad's
Robot
different.
Dad was yeah, Robot Dad was created to give Haruno massages.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
fully coolie.
if you know what scene we're talking about, yeah, legit fully cooly.
Yeah, no, that anime went some weird places you didn't expect, and
Yeah, honestly.
never
Rewatched it a
never
couple
quite
times. I'm just like, what?
never quite reaches Bobobo levels where it just goes off the
Mm.
rails.
talk about Bobo robot.
Weirdly enough, like even at the end with like the giant hand and the iron, and you're just like,
That was
still not
weird.
as weird as Bobobo.
But
still, still nowhere near that level.
it was an engaging weird. Like you wanted to keep watching so you could figure out what the actual hell was going on.
Oh
You
yeah,
get
no, you
hypnotized
wanted
by
to.
his nostril hairs.
Oh yeah, yeah, the eyebrows. Oh
Okay,
yeah,
I
no,
got for you
this is
guys. Now,
great.
I discovered, I guess the hard way, that most of the anime I seen and love are not underrated. They're rather
Oh.
popular. So I
Haha,
had to also do some deep diving and digging and exploring. But one of them I
not
came up
worth
with,
it.
Angels of Death. Now this one,
I've heard of this. I've
I've
actually read
heard.
some of the manga.
I've heard about it.
it was originally based on a video game,
Mm-hmm.
and okay, it's horror. It's a mystery. Look at the graphic. Like look at that graphic.
Oh no,
It's
it's great. Yeah.
great art, and it's pretty much it starts out with this girl with PTSD is like what seems to be PTSD. You don't know, but it is PTSD. To a hospital for counseling. She wakes up in like this strange place. You get some Silent Hill vibes. You get some. It's apparently called the Tower, and then you get some like Hunger Games vibes and all this kind of stuff. And you hear an announcement that she's either a sacrifice or a survivor or something like that, and then she has to like survive because the system dubbed her a sacrifice. So everybody else in this complex is now trying to kill her. And yep, I saw the first 2 episodes of this, and I tell you what, I wanted to see so much, see all of it, but
Uh,
I'll get
I
to it.
would I would like to offer one fun fact though.
What's that?
The game that it's based on, the Angels of Death game,
Mhm.
is actually an RPG Maker game.
Ooh, very
RPG Maker.
Yes, it was made in RPG Maker.
Interesting.
Jason Sat
I
says,
know.
"I agree. You'll also need to watch this too." Yes, look, this one it
Yes,
just
Angels of Death.
blew me away because I'm like, all right, I'll go look up the first episode and see if this is worth a damn. And just the first two episodes, I would just want to keep watching. I have other things to do. I cannot just binge this entire series. But anyway, and she like runs after a killer that wants her eyes, and just it. I don't want to go too much into it because
No,
even just the first two episodes, you gotta watch it.
just
Check it
I
out. I
was
believe
just.
it's on Crunchyroll.
I mean,
And
I'm not.
the,
I'm not gonna lie. I started reading the manga because the main character had a scythe, and that was
that
all I needed.
that's Zach. That's Isaac, which is
Yeah,
voiced by Zach. And he actually
that's.
like tries to kill her at first,
mm,
and then there's the weird thing where he kills a bird and then she stitches it back up. It's really weird. It's rather gory, rather bloody, but it's a good time, you know. And they so she pretty much makes a deal with him because he wants out too, that he protects her, and she kind of remembers something. And I look, I'm not going to spoil too much. Just watch it for yourself. And he decides he doesn't want to kill her anymore because of what she wants. But you have to figure that
uh,
out. Angels of Death. Yes, it was
yes,
made in
it's
2018, so it's newer.
it
Just
is it's solid. It's
if
solid.
you have a list, add it to it. Put it to the top of that list.
Hi Kai.
Hello. Glad to have you here. We're talking about
Uh,
underrated anime right now, and we just talked about Angels of Death. DC, do you have
I I have a glorious one. Good luck finding the image for this one, Chase. It's called La Storia della Arcana Famiglia or Arcana Famiglia,
Your
and
boy did it.
yeah, there it is. All right.
Yeah.
Let me just explain. Supernatural, superpowered mafia. that's that's
Well,
that's the premise. And their leader's name is Mondo.
oh, okay.
Interesting.
Okay, so the one of the reasons why that kind of spoke to me is that my late godfather, his nickname was Mondo.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but that sort of got like a nice little familial connection to me. But
Mhm.
the anime is about this mob family, and they all have these supernatural abilities. They all have like all of these deep strong personalities, and it's sort of about like the mafia father's daughter is coming of age, and he wants someone to take over the family, so she is a part of the mafia. And it's like if you remember Brave, where it's like, fight for my daughter's hand, and she's like, well, I'll fight for my own hand, so I can marry who I want.
Fair enough.
And throughout the series, it's just like all of the characters are just awesome. There's Debito. He's got a little eye patch. There's Liberta. There's Luca. Luca's an amazing character. Jolly, Nova, Felita, Pachi, Dante, Mondo, and Claudio. And yeah, Pachi, great character. Like I
Why?
don't want to.
Why is he a great character?
He's just such a good guy.
Hachi.
He's
Yes.
just such a good guy. Like he really is. And
Good
like
guy.
no, he's super cheerful and happy, and he's just like
What do you
no
see?
one
Shrimp for
hates him.
Pachi? Shrimp for
Maybe
Pachi?
he's a good guy. I would hang out with him. I'd buy that man a beer. Um, but I wanted to say one interesting thing about this anime is that all of them, the reason it's called Arcana Famigilia is they all have an arcana, which is like the Strength Arcana, the Justice Arcana from like tarot cards and things like that. That's
Hmm.
where they derive all their powers from.
Ooh,
Hmm.
okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Also, Pachi is a huge fan of lasagna. Like he eats. He's like Garfield with lasagna. He can just eat lasagna like all day, and yeah,
Okay.
it's dumb, but it's great.
But it's not
It's
Monday.
no, it's not Monday. But like
That's tomorrow. Oh, it's Monday in
yeah,
Fools.
Australia.
It is for me.
For our broadcaster,
just
the voice
trust
of God.
me. If you guys like cute anime boys, or you guys like uh supernatural mafia tournaments, yeah, you like the anime. This is really good.
I'm here. I'm here for the cuties.
I
Why not
mean,
And
both?
yeah,
I guess. both.
DeVito's a really popular guy.
Sure.
Foul mouth, but
All right, do you got
he's
another one
nice.
for us, Sean, or you want me to throw another one out first?
I think I can throw in another one. So the second most underrated anime to me is another favorite of mine is Samurai Champloo. Now, um,
Yes.
this is also a really good one that I got into like I think around my sophomore or junior year of high school. And what really stuck out to me about this anime that makes it super underrated is the soundtrack behind this anime.
Yes. Oh
It
god.
requires like a lot of like old school and underground hip hop, and especially like it's used in a lot of like lo-fi songs too. And I feel like this anime has impacted a lot, especially incorporating with anime and music, and it's what stuck out to me. And what
I
also is that I know it's based off two samurais, and the main
Yeah.
character, his style of fighting is sort of like an infused mix, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah, he's like it's like a you've got the one like stringent samurai and then the other dude is just like his style is just like capoeira mixed with a sword and he's just like the wild beast. I love it.
never got to finish Samurai Champloo. I watched a
It's so
good
good.
chunk of it, and
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed it. I do need to go. That's another one
It
on my
was
list. Go
it
back
was
and watch.
that glorious mix of the 90s when like
Mm-hmm.
rap and hip hop were starting to take over and it's just
Yeah.
like they just
Yeah.
infused it into there and it's like, hey, yeah, man. I loved
Mm-hmm.
it.
And
I'm trying
that's
to
one.
get into
Oh, go ahead,
Inuyasha
sorry.
still. I am in the last 10 episodes of the first series. I'm almost there.
I think
Uh-huh.
like I think it was like Samurai Champloo and like Afro Samurai. I was
Mm-hmm.
watching
Yep.
it about the same time.
Yep.
Yep.
I think around that time, both animes were.
Tsunami. And
Yeah, Toonami. Yeah, Toonami was
Yeah.
Tuna.
really back
Yes.
on Adult Swim, so I think that's where it was like incorporated, hip hop and anime. So I think that was kind of like a nice twist
Oh
to.
yeah, it was cool, especially in the fight scenes. It was
Oh
all well
yeah, the fight scene.
choreographed. It all worked
Mm-hmm.
really well together.
And
Yep. Yep.
characters are so I can't even say weird because this anime is still relevant. The animation's still great. It's all still great. They're
Mm-hmm.
so vibrant and
Mm-hmm.
it's really good. And the what was it? What they look for? The samurai that smelled of sunflowers? Was that it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Super cool.
And
Mm-hmm.
not many people really like not many people really talk about it, but the people who know
No,
about it love it.
Oh
even
But
yeah.
even
Mm-hmm.
it's just
even then,
underrated in the terms of like nobody really talks about it. You don't see
Mm-hmm.
people learning about it. And it's
Mm-hmm.
sad because our main dude Mugen is voiced
Mm-hmm.
by the one and only Stephen Bloom.
Mm-hmm.
yes.
So
Yep. Yep.
what are you guys doing there?
Um,
If you guys don't know Stephen Bloom, you guys
if you don't know Steve
just
Blum, get this. I'm just
I mean, come on. What are you doing with
he's
your life?
No.
If you don't know Spike Spiegel, do you
Exactly.
even are you even living?
the whole topic talk
Exactly.
man and his accomplishments, like
Mm-hmm.
and his impact on like anime. And he also co-produced, co-directed. One of my favorite shows was Whose Line Is It Anyway? You guys remember that show?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he I think he
Yes.
co-directed that, and I love it. I still watch it day back. Uh, good stuff, good stuff. But
But whose line
anyway,
is it anyways?
it's my line now because now I'm
Is
going
it
to talk about another anime. Depending, okay, I want to talk about Be the Beginning. Okay, this now,
but what if I want to be the ending?
no, you're not allowed. Not today. Look,
Hmm.
the reason I even found this anime is because before I started the Otakucast, we had those months in between after we were contacted and hey, let's get ready to do this. I was like, I need to expand my anime. So I went to Netflix, typed in anime. This was like before they had it on the PlayStation 4 where everything was in topics. And I saw Be the Beginning. 2018 anime. The animation looked decent, the story looked all right, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch it. It's Netflix original. There's 12 episodes. There is more coming, I hear. But look, it's I can't even tell you. Like, I did not when I put this on, I was not expecting the quality that I got. It's a world full of advanced technology.
Super
And
advanced.
Yeah, super advanced technology. There's a serial killer on the loose, by the way. The super killer bee, not to be confused with Killer Bee from Naruto.
Huh.
uh,
Oh, it
and
won't be Killer Bee.
the city of Cremone, and it's just the whole city's in chaos because of this killer. And then we have Keith, our legendary investigator. He has to try to unravel the mysteries of Killer Bee and this strange criminal organization that comes up. And is Killer Bee really? You gotta find out. Is Killer Bee really that evil? Is he just a vigilante?
Yes.
There's human experiments, government corruption, terrorism, questioning allies, dangerous and exciting. There's this amazing fight towards the end of the first season. It's one of I don't want to spoil too much. It's awesome character versus awesome bad guy character, and they're like in this water, and the fight is amazing because you see their reflections, and uh, if you like good fights, just watch that one. Just look it up. You probably can just find that fight scene if you have Netflix or even on YouTube.
I
It,
do like good fights. I do
I
like
do
good
it's a
like
fights.
good fight, and it has enough like instant mysterious, maybe even powers, and ooh, what's that over there? What's this over here? It's good enough anime to keep you going. Hmm. Okay, what's
Hmm.
gonna happen next? And that's the kind of anime I quite enjoy watching. I highly recommend it. The Netflix original. So if you have a Netflix, or your friend, or your cousin, or your mom, your grandma has Netflix, check it out. I can't, no, can't tell you hard enough to go check it out.
Huh.
It's
All
good.
right, yeah.
Plus,
Check it
dudes
out.
got wings. Dudes with wings are hot. Like, remember, what was that one anime? With the boy that turned into the thief called Dark Legendary Thief. What was that anime?
I
Ah,
don't
it was
remember.
in like a '90s anime. Come on, somebody help me out here. Oh, now, okay,
I
JC, you give
was
it the next.
4 by the end of the 90s. I can't help.
Do you
I don't care if you were
you want me
4 by
to
the end of the '90s. Remember it,
you want me to talk
okay?
about my next underrated anime? Do you have 90 minutes?
No, we have like.
It's too bad. You want me to? I could fill the whole slot to Anime Club with this anime.
No,
I can.
because
I'm
you
not
have to
even
talk
kidding.
about his Avatar. I know how much you really enjoy.
Send help.
I'm not. I would prefer just not talking about King's Avatar and just not watching it anymore. But let me talk about an anime that you should watch. Ikebukuro Westgate Park. There's a reason I bring this up though. I bring it up mostly because of the fact that it's not like rated super low. It's like on my anime list, it's 6.82, which is not
D&A.
super low.
It was called D and
But what?
D and Angel. It was called D and Angel.
Oh,
D.
D and Angel, yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
Anyway, sorry.
but the thing is that a lot of forums, when you would go on and you would look up how people were reacting to these episodes, this is the whole reason I'm bringing this up, is a lot of people were just like, oh, this anime's done if it doesn't get an arc soon. Oh, this anime's done if they don't start, developing a major plot. Oh, this anime's done. Like, everyone would just go on and talk about how boring and terrible the episodes were. And I think that's because they've gotten so used to like shonen sending like constant battle arcs, things like
Mhm.
that. And Ikebukuro Westgate Park is an anime that takes place in a city. It's a town. It's not supernatural. It's not mystical. It's not sci-fi. It's a drama, and
Gross.
it's about no. It's actually really good. It is about the main character whose name is Makoto Majima, and he's essentially a man for hire. Like he works at his mom's fruit stand. And I've talked about this a little bit with his mother, Mama Majima, who is the best mom in any series. And the characters in this show go through it's not like slice of life. It's literally the first job he does is he gets hired by King, the head of this group called the G Boys, which is a gang, but not designed as like let's take over the town. It's designed as hey, a bunch of kids in the city need an outlet and need to be taught, self sufficiency. Let's bring them into our little group, and they do kind of still do delinquent stuff, but at the same time they're taught business etiquette. They're taught how to run a business, start a business, all sorts of stuff. And former G Boys have moved on to own their own businesses, to join the police force. Like it's crazy where they go. But the first episode is taking down this building that's being used as a drug den to push drugs into the city. That's episode 1, and
Wow.
it's yeah, that's episode 1. And like people said, "Oh, there's no overarching plot," but there really is. Where throughout all the episodes, like someone is working against the G Boys to turn them against each other, and then another gang moves in called the Red Angels, and they're working to like take their own turf from the G Boys. So you've got Red Angels and G Boys versus each other, and then you have this
G
Chinese
boys.
faction. Yeah, they're called the G Boys. I can't hear you.
What does it stand for?
Nothing. It's just G Boys. There is an episode. There is an episode where one guy hires Makoto and the G Boys to be his personal bodyguards. And
Huh.
he's a VTuber or a ZTuber. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was ZTuber. He's basically just a YouTuber, and
Wait,
he films himself.
I just got into VTuber. What is a
Yeah,
ZTuber?
it's just
Yeah.
instead of YouTube, it's ZTube.
Mm.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And
Okay.
he does horribly stupid and dangerous things like the human dice roll, where he puts on a bunch of like pads and armor, and he paints numbers on himself and throws himself downstairs.
Oh my god.
And
Wow.
he started this rivalry with another VTube group in order to get views, and I was like, this is very interesting. And like it turns out that it was all faked. He was gonna be paying them part of his like his AdSense money, and then he didn't do that, and they actually started going after him for real. And the whole point of the episode was he knew he couldn't keep doing his like human dice roll forever, so he wanted to go to this mall with the longest staircase in Japan and throw himself down it for his last hurrah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, go out with a bang.
Why
but
not?
there's also like throughout the whole anime there's threads of this dark sinister underground group that's working to try and take over the city. Like it's very done in a very human way. They bring in this guy named Shadow who's an assassin, and they bring in like this Chinese mafia that's starting to take over, and then you find out that it's like a yakuza from Kyoto that's like orchestrating a whole bunch of stuff, and it's just this whole plot unfolds, and the reaction to it is just like most people gave up because it wasn't it's not My Hero Academia. It's not giving me an arc. It's subtle, and there's themes of family and
Hmm.
motherhood and struggle and drug abuse. And there's like this woman she's stressed out from having to work a night job and take care of her 3-year-old son in the morning, and so she never sleeps. Like she barely ever gets any sleep,
Hmm.
and she ends up like not paying attention to her kid, and her kid falls off of a second story balcony into some bushes. And he's fine, he's okay, but she gets put in the news and she's slandered, and oh, she's a terrible mother and all this other stuff. And Makoto's mom, I talked about this at the end of the episode, is telling her, look, it's okay to temporarily give up custody of your child
Hmm.
so that you can get a better life for them, so that you can become self-sufficient and give the child the best care possible.
Yeah.
And so there's all these moments of family, and don't push yourself too hard. And like
Hmm.
I'm not giving away all of the stuff that happens in that episode, because what happens is like sleazy, and people are taking advantage of her, and it's like
Hmm.
the logical like steps and all of this underground nastiness that Makoto deals with. And
Wow. Poor dude.
so
Yeah.
yeah, and it's just like I said, people rated it so terribly, and people like were crapping on it in the forums and stuff. And I think it's because they just didn't like look at the anime and what it was or what it was building to. They just saw, I'm not getting my action. They're ignoring the episode of a man hiring Makoto to figure out who killed his son, And as the episode goes on, he finds out that his son was beating his wife, and he was abusive and a cheater. Yeah, it's just that's what I'm talking about. Is like he starts to change his perspective on his son and all this other stuff that happens throughout these episodes, and it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. It's amazing, and I don't know why it was so low rated. I really don't.
Dang. That sounds look, I'm not much into it unless it's fantasy some way, but that sounds good
It's
I just
yeah,
dropped. Oh, okay, moving on.
it's good character anime.
Yeah, we got enough time for another one or two. Did you have any more, Sean? Or
Actually, that's going to be it for my underrated animes for right now.
That's fine.
and we
Yeah.
appreciate you having a couple to chat with us about. The next one I'm going to talk about then is called Pandora Hearts. Now,
I
have
have
you ever
heard
heard of that
I've
one?
heard of
Yeah.
that.
Have you ever seen
Yes.
it?
I might have, but
It's
I've seen a lot of
rather
anime.
underrated anime. This is another one. Look, I heard about this one from Colette, our lovely, awesome editor, and she like binged all of this. She was staying with me for a while, a couple years back, and she like
I need to stop right there real quick because I'm going to just cut off my camera real quick because I need to take my dog because I think he needs to go outside. But
That's
I'm
fine.
just gonna cut off my camera for right now. I will be right back.
no
That's
problem.
fine.
It happened,
Thank you,
but
thank you.
Colette had been binged like all of this in like a weekend, and like we had the living room set up. The one TV was facing this way, and that was my TV. And her TV was facing this way, so we weren't watching. Like we both had headphones. It was neat. We're big nerds like that. But and that anime slipped my mind entirely until this topic came up, and I actually messaged her. I'm like, "What was the name of that one anime you kept telling me to watch?" It's called Pandora Hearts, based on a manga, 25 episodes. And like literally the start is just like this child that's like being held by two guards, like his arms like this, and the dude's like, "Yeah, I sentenced you to death. Your sin is existing." And then he like puts his
Yo,
head on his hand on his face. Then there's an explosion, and of
that
course you want to see what's
reminds me of Gangsta.
going on with that at Gangsta.
You know about Gangsta?
Do I
Oh,
know what
oh yeah, I'll tell you later. It's
Okay.
not. It's not really underrated. It got some praise. But yeah, it's really good.
And then so pretty much then you go and you see like, your normal anime segue. It's a family. Young Oz, he's a heir to an important family. He's 15. He's just coming into manhood. And pretty much through a series of events, him and his sister and his servant, which is actually his best friend, stumble upon this mysterious pocket watch. And when, it's like his coming of age ceremony tonight, pretty much. This is another one I only watched the first 2 episodes of. I do plan to watch more of this one as well. But
Nice.
pretty much it like he pulls out this pocket watch because it like entrances him, and he pops it open and it plays like this melody because it's also a music box. It has like like the little wheel, the little ding ding.
Yeah.
I can't think of what it's called. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
I
about.
know what you're talking about.
Like turn it and then it rotates in little metal prongs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has
Yeah.
one of those.
It's a little music box.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know it.
the pocket watch has one of those, and it plays this
Yeah.
melody. And as hears it, he's like taken to mentally another dimension for a moment, and we're like this weird girl, like very Alice in Wonderland, heavy on Alice in Wonderland imagery, tries to kill him. And then he's pulled back, and then he starts doing his thing. And then that night, when he's ready to do his manhood ceremony, he goes up to recite his vow at the end. Timeless clock, I think is what it's called. And as he goes to do it, the clock strikes midnight. It has that clock is not moved for like hundreds of years. Big important to do about it. And then
Like Once Upon
all
a
hell
Time.
breaks loose. All hell breaks loose. There's assassins that appear out of nowhere. Apparently,
All
this
Heffel?
kid. Yes, hell's not a swore.
No, I mean, it was in the 90s, apparently. That's why it was called Heffel. Home for infinite losers rather than hell.
I do not know what you're talking.
Dragon Ball Z!
Gotcha. That yeah, now I do remember that. Thank you for that memory of the 90s that I probably could have lived without. Um so anyway, and he does his lavish thing, and he's got a very important family. Oh, his uncle's super cool. I really like his uncle. His uncle's very very handsome, but not about anime men. So the Tranquil Quack, and it does its thing, and then the girl from before that he had a vision trying to kill him appears, and she's a bunny. She no, not like hoo hoo waifu bunny. No, she's like a Reaper bunny. She like turns into this massive like Reaper rabbit, and she has got this scythe, and it's big fight just in the first
Is
two
that
episodes.
like the end of Blood Sea or Blood Plus? Which one
I
was it
don't.
that had the weird demon bunnies at the end?
No, it wasn't quite. Wasn't quite that demon bunny, but you this was
It
still
wasn't big giant demon bunnies like breaking people in half and drinking their
no,
blood?
no,
Like
not quite.
just like a little kid with a go-gurt stick just biting it in half and just
No, not quite.
Okay,
She
well,
like
you know,
it was like a projected form that she
each
had,
their own.
and still very Alice in Wonderland themed. I do know what scene you're talking about, though. Anyone who likes it,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I still have
Well,
yet to finish watching that anime, but you know. But anyway, so yeah, Pandora Hearts, check it out. It does not have a sub. It only has dub, but still, you guys know I prefer subs, but still, so good, so very.
it
And
only has dub
no,
or it
it
only
only
has
has sub.
sub.
It only has sub. Did I?
You kind of flipped the two, yeah. Yeah, you flipped the two. It's okay. I
I'm
understood. I got you.
sorry, guys. It only
I
has subtitles.
I like the subtitles. I like them,
I
except for certain things. Like I said, I like Trigun. I like the OG. I like the
or
voice of
like our
Trigun.
movie.
Yeah, or yeah, well, because you can't. It's Yu-Gi-Oh. What do you gotta have Kaiba. You know,
God,
can't have you can't not have Brooklyn Joey.
screw the
What are you
rules.
gonna
I
do?
have.
Well, we'll get into that, but that's only for our patrons.
Yeah, that is. We do
And
talk about anime movie club, anime club movie
yeah,
we watch.
I
We could war.
we're almost getting ready for Anime Club, but before we get into that, I do want to mention a little bit about Gangster because it is a very good anime that I don't know if a lot of people do know about. It was received very well though by people who do know it. It's like a 7.4 rating, which I think it deserves a little bit better. It is rated R slash like 17 plus, whatever country you're in.
It's rated
Um,
for grown-ups.
it's a grown-up anime. It's a lot of swearing, a lot of violence, but it deals a lot with really strong themes. Like the one of the main characters is deaf. He's a deaf swordsman, and he's also like half of this like other race that's really just like looked down upon in society. And being a half breed, he's not accepted by anybody, you know. And he's got his best friend that he works with as a mercenary, and it's just about them being hired for jobs. Like they save this one girl from prostitution, and
Oh,
yeah, it is really dark, but like it's really cool to see. You know, typically with animes, you don't necessarily see a
I'm
deaf
back.
character. Welcome back.
I'm glad to have you back.
Hello.
Especially not a deaf character in a combat role. You don't usually see that because the reason why I brought this up is in a lot of animes, you get more of the blind character that has like the extrasensory perceptions. But with him, doesn't have that. And he's a good swordsman.
Yeah, does he know how to use his sword?
Yes.
Nice. Look, there was
He
a
doesn't
couple other.
talk. He actually uses sign language most of the time.
That is actually super cool.
Mhm.
I like seeing people represented in animes, of all kinds, shapes, forms, and disabilities, and genders,
It's
and
really good.
everything in the spectrum in between. But I did want to talk about, I want to talk about Witchblade and Chrono Crusade, but we don't have time today. Unfortunately, we don't.
Just throw out some nice little like shout outs to Sin the movie. It's not as bad as people say it is. Shout out to Zetman. That anime is amazing and it features people that turn into monsters and it's just crazy. And a shout out
Oh,
to Arid Senki Slap Up Party because that's one of the funniest comedies that
slap.
you'll ever watch. Yeah. Or Slap Up Party Arid Senki. They do a thing where they constantly be like, Party Call! It's great. I love it. It's
All right.
fantastic.
But yeah,
Shout
so
out to all those.
if you guys have any underrated animes, we'd like you to throw them in chat, or if you were, or comments wherever you're watching about it. And don't forget to join our Discord so we can discuss this kind of stuff with you guys. We quite
Mhm.
enjoy it. So Yeah, now we're about ready to move on to Anime Club, and DP
Yay!
can't do it. We can't do the bit.
No, we can't do the bit because Anime Club is down for now.
Yes,
Oh
we
no.
need you. We need somebody who wants to host Anime Club through with our Empire in our Discord on Thursday or Friday, because it was Thursday for a while, then it was Fridays, and then
Yeah, and
we
then
just
it was Saturday, and it was
somehow
Fridays and Saturday sometimes, but it got changed. But Anime
Friday.
Club, typically we watch two animes. We're watching Dr. Ramune, Mysterious Disease Specialist, and The King's Avatar. I would like to just not watch that one anymore. And we watch movies. This week's movie was Yu-Gi-Oh! Across Dimensions or whatever.
Dark
I don't
dimension
know.
across the some dark dimension
The
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Dark Side of Dimensions.
You know,
Dark Side of
but
the Moon. Next week's movie is When Marnie Was There. So look forward to me not liking a movie.
wow, DC doesn't like something.
I don't
Oh,
I don't like slice of life romance movies. I've made that very well known.
I'm not a big fan either, but if it's a good movie, it's a good movie. So, but anyway, Sean, can you stick with us for Anime Club? You have things to do, my good sir.
I actually do. I have my mother over for right now, and she needs help with some stuff. But I
Hey,
really do appreciate you guys having me on this. It was really fun, and I got to learn a little bit more about other animes too. So
heck
Hey,
yeah.
we'd love to have you
We'd like
back
to
as a guest in
yeah.
future seasons.
We'd
yeah,
like
for
to
sure. Just hit me up anytime.
Once more,
sounds
check him
good.
out. He's a content creator. Give us
Thank you,
your
Sean.
intro one more time.
So you guys can catch me live on twitch.tv/Situashaun, and I'll be my usual schedule again is Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, but let's be real, I probably will be live around 9 p.m. Every night.
And just to clarify, that's SHAUN.
Yes.
Got to
Awesome.
clarify for the people who want to check it out.
Thank you so
Uh,
much
Situation.
for joining us.
Thank you guys so
Yes.
much. I'll
Have a
catch you
good
guys
one.
in the next one. Yeah.
Bye
Later.
bye. All right, Anime
Have a good
Club,
one.
everybody. Anime Club
Yes.
indeed.
Anime
And
Club.
let's see. Hey, if you
Um,
guys are a content creator or know a small content creator that'd be willing to hop on here and talk with anime about anime with us, hit us
yeah,
up on the
if you know any anime streamers or anime content creators, maybe anime reviewers,
anybody who
throw them
does
our way. We want to
anybody
get
who
hold of some
does the
people.
stuff who likes anime. Doesn't just have to
Yeah.
be anime, but you know. Anyway, so the first episode we watched at Anime Club was Dr. Ramui, a mysterious
Dr. Beverage.
Dr. Ramui, mysterious disease
Ramune.
Ramune. It's better than
Learn to
Dr.
pronounce names.
You can't
We're gonna
make
get in
me.
trouble with Japan. They're gonna come after us.
Just notice me, senpai.
Mysterious item shop Akatsuki.
Okay. So look, this episode, I actually enjoyed this episode. It was very entertaining
I
because they they
ho-
they kept one thing from you the entire episode, and then they just smacked you in the
yeah,
face with it there at the end, and I'm
that's
like,
that's
oh,
one of the reasons why I kind of brought up Gangsta. There's just one thing that happens in the episode that I don't like.
what's that? Oh,
Granny.
you don't like. Look, okay, you remember how last time DC and I were both very uncomfortable to talk about that after credit scene with the creepy old guy and the little girl, and he wanted to watch
It
her
got worse.
relieve herself? Look, Granny's what's the word? Lolita? Is that the thing?
No, no, not the impression I got. Because the impression I got was mentioned. What was she remembers her past life?
Yeah, I saw that too.
So
So
that
Granny is
tells me
103
Granny is
years old. Well,
112
112, excuse me. Granny Ayame, but
mentally.
she has the body of
Mentally,
like a 9-year-old.
I'm assuming because she died at 103.
Yeah.
That's why she. So yeah, no, that wasn't that made like before when it was like, oh, Granny. I was like, oh, it's just an old woman that looks young, and then it was like, yeah, no, she remembers her past life. I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
she's a little girl. Like you
She
ruined the
actually
good
like see,
faith I gave you on the
I
last
was
scene.
hoping that she was an old lady that just somehow
Me
magically
too.
transformed. No, she is actually a little
Me
girl who
too.
remembers her past life.
That
And that
you took the scene from like it was really uncomfortable, and then it was slightly less uncomfortable. Now it's back to really uncomfortable. Yeah. But yeah, our episode is starts off with Kuro leaving school and being contacted by Ramune being carried around by a bird, and
Yes, the
he's
little,
like,
little tag thingies.
yeah, he's like, yo, I'm at the item shop. You want to come? And Kuro's just like, all right, where is it?
I guess Kuro is
Yeah,
like he doesn't want to, but he does at the same time. Because at any point he could just be like, "Nah, I'm done with your nonsense." But he goes. He tries
yeah,
to.
he goes, and they meet
You
shopkeeper
find out the
Nico.
little owl thing's name is called Moki-chan. Moki-chan? Moke?
Uh,
Okay.
I don't know, but
The
we meet
owl.
yeah,
It's cool.
we
We
meet
love.
shopkeeper Nico.
You actually can see it in the graphic. It's down in the bottom. The
Yeah,
little poofy. It's very cute.
shopkeeper Nico, who guesses that Kuro is a middle school student, and Kuro did not appreciate that fact. He is uh he is not an elementary school student, and he said he's a middle school student, not
It,
elementary, middle.
it's because he's short.
He is a tiny boy.
And look, Nico-chan is adorable though. He's just like that cutest little shopkeeper.
Yes,
And
and they go into the
they go into the bathroom.
Spoopy shop.
Yes. There's like a door behind the door.
Spoopy.
Some
Yeah, the door
shop
behind the door.
action.
That should
And
be a good short story title. Door behind the door.
you open it, but there's another door. Anyway.
Um,
And
yeah,
it's frequently mistaken for an antique store, but everything
yeah.
in there it's definitely like what's that
It's all
little
cursed.
Okay, all I can think of is that Rick and Morty thing with the Rick goes to the devil's shop and
Yeah,
uncurses all of his items. It's like
it's just all mysterious items. They're
yeah,
not
curse.
necessarily cursed. They're just mysterious. Um, and we get like we find out that the shop owner's like, yeah, well, I'm only half the shop owner. Granny handles the like the buying and the selling of the mysterious items.
To,
She ran the shop till she was 103. She's currently 112.
and
All creepy.
she's a little blue-haired girl,
Yeah.
and she's
Uh,
dressed very cutely.
but thanks to
Very.
her ability to remember her past life, she can make mysterious items.
And the doctor orders new shoji vision tags,
Yeah.
which are
And she
those
has
things
like
that he spies on people with. I mean,
I don't know why he needs
watches
more.
people for his the person,
Whatever
yeah,
whatever
whatever.
purpose and
Yeah.
desire he has. But he keeps poking like, oh yeah, no, she may be old. She's 112. She has all that knowledge, and she gets mad at him for like constantly bringing up her age. And I'm just kind of sitting
Yeah.
there like, I mean, you're not really 112. Just because you remember being your past life doesn't mean you're still continuing your age.
Anyway, she
Yeah.
starts making the things, and she's like, "I'm missing an ingredient. Now we have to go get it."
Yeah. And then a
And
dude shows up with a box.
appears like there's chatting like this, and then dude's like,
Nico's
"Right,
the only one that notices him.
yes." And he's here to sell stuff. And Granny's like in there looking at stuff. She finds an abacus. Is that what that was? An abacus?
No, she was using that to calculate price.
Oh, I thought she found an abacus, and I don't know what she
No.
bought, but she
She
found
just bought the
something.
whole box, and she said there was a
And
mysterious item in there.
he's wearing this necklace with this little floofer looking cat thing on it, and she's like, "Yeah, I want that." And he's like, "Nah."
You can't have it.
And then she's like, well, sucks to be you. You're gonna die. Keep on using
Well,
that.
she gives a nice little foreshadowy sayonara,
Yep. And so,
which it translates for
removing,
some reason to "you will be missed," and I'm like, that's not what sayonara means. Even I know what sayonara means.
and then she tells Dr. Amui, and she's like, "Yeah, you're lucky. That guy has your missing ingredient."
Yeah, unfortunately, well, she's like, oh yeah, you know what? I heard about this, heard about these burglaries, and no one could detect who it was, and he robs antique shops, and I saw he had a cattail flower around his neck, which, it just happens to be the item I need for your thing. Man, it's
Yeah.
unlucky you. Hmm. Also, apparently,
Yeah.
the cattail flower erases your presence.
So you find out that
Turns
you also
you
find out about this
invisible.
burglar, which is this dude. No, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. You find out minutes later that it's the same person that
I mean,
breaks
yeah,
into
he has the
shop.
item.
Pretty much this item that he wears is like the curse lets him be invisible, like completely without notice. Like people don't notice him. But so what happens is that he can just use it to become invisible, but if he uses it too much, he will like disappear.
It'll erase your presence forever.
Exactly. And so that's a problem. And it's like a month later, and so they're like, that's how he even entered our unnoticed. Otherwise,
What do you mean a month later?
like he's like got like a month or something that if he continually uses it for like the
Oh,
month,
he doesn't
then
really give like a time frame. He just says if he keeps using it the way he's using it.
I don't know why that month is in my notes. Okay, I'll say it because it's there. But anyway, Granny's like, yeah, it's gonna be a fitting end for this filthy burglar for him just to disappear, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Granny's
Well,
not
also,
nice.
yeah.
Granny's not
Well,
nice.
also they're trying to find him,
Yeah, Doctor
and
Ramui,
like
all of his sweetness is just like,
Kuro's, yeah, he's like his presence is too weak to find him, and Kuro's like, why don't you use your head? He's robbing, you know. He goes and sells his stuff to antique shops, and he had more stuff in his box, probably at an antique shop.
probably. Look, you're not
Ramune
wrong.
Ramone's not very smart for a doctor.
Whatever. They go try to they go to try to find him, and the Granny's just like, what is Dr. Ramune gonna try to do here? Because I think
Eh,
she's smart enough to know that Dr. Ramune is gonna try to help this dude. So
yeah.
they eventually chase him down, and
She
Doctor's
also
like,
says that you don't use mysterious items. Mysterious items use you.
anyway, so the doctor explains the problem, and the dude's like, "Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
He's kind of crazy, and we
yeah.
kind of see some split personality thing going on."
Yeah, his mind's been overtaken by the item, and he stops and he's like, "Please help me!" And then he's like, "I didn't say anything." Ha!
Yeah, very very like. Have you seen that movie Split?
Yes.
Yeah, that movie. And then the item's just like taking him over, and it's building its strength by eating humans for
Yeah, it needs to eat their presence.
whatever horrible world domination plans that a necklace may have. It's well
Mhm.
on its way. So
So
Granny's like, I
she
want it.
wants to make a bet
Yeah, she wants to make a bet, and
that he's gonna regret
a bet she does indeed make. That she pretty
because
much says,
she's the best there's ever been.
if we win, you're gonna restore that dude, and I get the cursed item.
Yeah, return his presence and I get the flower.
If you win, then you get all four of us, which is
You get
Kuro,
everybody's presents.
Pretty much their souls. Dr. Ramune, Granny, and
It's
Nico.
it's kind of worse than your soul. Your it's not your soul. It's just the fact that you exist in the world. It erases anyone's ability to even feel your existence. You're still it's the worst kind of hell because if you think about it, if you walked throughout the world and no one paid any attention to you ever, like no matter what you did, you're
That
still alive, but you're in a world where no one will stop for you. Uh, I mean, there's a lot of things you could probably do. Like, you don't have to pay for food anymore. That's
yeah,
free now. Just you're gonna be very lonely.
yep,
I wonder if
yep,
that does that work with online too. Like if you're not, like do you
probably,
become like this online troll, but nobody can like see your comments?
probably.
I think that'd be interesting.
Get really boring really quickly. But anyway, so the game is
Hide and seek.
hide and seek, which seems a little bit unbalanced considering what he can do, just a little. So they line out the rules. They go to the park at night. Got 100 seconds for each of them to try to find him, and
With
all
like
of them,
a hundred, like 2 minutes for him to hide or something like
yeah,
that.
something like that. Oh no, it's
180
100 seconds
seconds.
for 100 seconds for him to hide, and 1 minute each for them to find. And then if
Yeah,
any find him, they win. And Grandma's like, "Yeah, I don't like this odds." Dude's like, "Heh, too bad, so sad. You're dead."
yeah, and they're deciding like who's gonna go first and everything. And she's like, "Well, I don't want my sweet great grandchild going first."
Yep. And then they do this pack thing where they're all marked with blood, and what they have to do is they have to mark
Yeah,
him with their blood.
yeah. The blood is the magical pact. It binds you to the pact.
Yes. So similar kind of like a thing to Jujutsu Kaisen, but definitely not.
Not entirely the same, but yeah, similar.
But it's a similar concept. So the game starts and it's dark. The dude just vanishes, and Kuro goes first. Can't find him. Ramune goes second.
Well, hold on. We do have plenty of time to talk about this.
Oh, do we?
Kuro goes first, and he's very analytical. he decides like he's not gonna hide in an easy place. He's gonna hide in a place that's difficult, and he like systematically finds the most difficult hiding spots and breaks it down. Like, boom, that's analytical brain. That's how an analytical person should be. Deku, take notes.
Big brain time. Big
Yeah,
brain.
and
And
then Ramone's
Doctor
just an
Beverage
embarrassment.
goes next. He's just
It's just an embarrassment. Literally, he's like, it's hard to run for a minute.
even I can run for a whole.
That man needs to exercise.
And then it's grandma and grandma goes into it and she also tries to like logic it. Hello, Atomic Missy. We're glad you're
Hey,
here.
Missy,
And happy birthday. We know it's
happy
your birthday.
birthday!
Yay. I
Yeah, she
would
has
sing,
a
but I will not
no.
make you guys listen to that.
She has a magic item though that lets you see all things inhuman,
Yes, do. And
which
even
is
with that,
unfortunate because she's seeking out a human.
still cannot find him. For
Yeah,
those of you
because the
in, we are talking about Anime Club. We're talking about Dr. Room and
well,
rated anime. You'll have to go back and watch it on YouTube later.
yeah, but the thing is, like, it makes sense. She's got an item that sees all things inhuman. She's looking for a human, so she can't see him because he's not inhuman.
No, what happened to all that experience hyped up talking about before?
Well, there's a reason that this happens, as we find out, because as everyone's failing and everything, you see him getting more excited. He's got a minute left. There's only one person left to chase after him. He's gonna win this thing, and
Yep.
it's
He's
revealed.
very self-assured now. And then Nico
Yeah,
just confidently, no, Grandma is not worried about it. Kuro and
yeah.
Dr. are like sweating bullets. And they're like, no, no, no.
Grandma's. She did it. She was all part of her plan. It's
Yep.
all part of her plan to
Carefully
make
orchestrated.
this louder
Yep. She got the dude excited and her grandson Nico goes out to try to find him to find out
because
that
he's
he's
blind
blind.
and
He can't see.
no, but he's capable of sensing. He's
But
got Toph vision.
yes, he does. He's got like Toph from
And
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
he can
You're
even
very welcome, Atomic.
see.
I hope
Yeah,
it's a great
he
day.
he can even see, like, the supernatural with his ability.
Hmm.
He's got that sort of thing going on with him, and so he finds this like heartbeat that's moving faster than all the others, and he's like, boop, got him. He puts
And
his
he was like
hand.
literally right on the other side of the group,
Yeah,
hiding him.
he's like 10 feet away, like literally like 10 feet away behind a tree.
Hmm. And then he just gotcha. We win.
Yeah,
And
it's really cool scene though, because the chains wrap around him and wrap around the item. It's really cool.
it's very very cool. So then they're like, then Nico's just very humble. He's like, no, no, it was a team
It was
effort.
a team effort,
You
without.
helped me narrow down where he couldn't
Yeah,
be. Grandma, you helped me with this. And he's like, Dr. Ramune,
Ramune.
you were
What's
there.
worse? No, he's like, because Ramone's like, what about me? And he's like, you provided moral support. Like, he was nice about it. He didn't want to be rude,
Yeah, that's true.
but still, that was scathing. That was scathing. Like, you were there. You provided moral support. Like, thanks.
So back at the shop, Granny pulls out the needle that Dr. Ramune used last night with the tuna fish, and she pulls it in the essence out
Did
of
you
the
just
thing.
say tuna fish?
No, chakuna, whatever the
Oh,
heck.
sounded like you said
Chakuna.
tuna fish.
No.
Yeah, no,
But anyway,
she
she gives the
sucks the
dude back
evil
his
out.
essence, and then she finishes Dr. Mune's tags, and she's like billing him for the trouble he caused as well. And she's just played him. Dr. Mune's gonna over like at least 3 human souls change at this point.
No, no one knows. No one knows what the price is. She's
Just a
billing him for
lot.
everything.
Just
She's
yeah.
got a lot of bill. She's like a lawyer. She has a lot of billable hours.
And then there's this little bit about they wanted a bath, but Kuro needed to
Yeah,
go get clothes, and nobody's
yeah.
clothes would
He's
fit
gonna
him.
be like,
Too
nope.
small.
He's gonna, yeah. He's like, oh, you can borrow. Nico, can I borrow some clothes? He's like, Kuro, you can borrow Nico's clothes, but those might be too big. Why don't you borrow some of Granny's instead? I'm sure you'll look great in frills.
It was funny. And
It was
Kuro
good.
just like the face, the anime just
Yeah, like, I hate you.
face, yes.
There's,
Exactly.
and then there's a curious thing where
As they
um
leave,
the
Grandma
grandma's talking about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's saying that Ramune is nothing like his sadistic master, and that Kuro, he's got some potential.
Yep. And just wow. I want to know about the sadistic master. I guess Dr. Ramune's got a lot
Yeah,
to learn. And then we see Ramune with one of those little
some
tags
but we
peeking in women's baths.
but we see a mysterious person walking around behind them.
We do see just a woman, and the reason, like,
What
the way
might not
the
be? I don't think it's
camera
a woman.
focused, I think, well,
It's just a
we all
mysterious
saw
person.
kimono, so I assumed woman from the shape of the kimono, but who knows? We'll find out. Next
Men wear
episode, I'm sure.
kimonos too.
But and then after we get our credits, and after the credits, we see Kuro has a binder, has to use a binder clip to keep his borrowed clothes on because they're too big.
Yes, and we also get a mysterious look at the next disease, which is chili
Oh.
pepper fingers. Chili pepper fingers.
Look, my mind goes to the worst places possible, so I'm just gonna.
I don't know, but I think the design for the chili pepper fingers looked good. They look like those like long red monster nail things. Yeah.
Do you remember bugle chips?
Yeah, like red bugles, like chili pepper bugles.
They like grew and they kind of look
Yeah. I'm
veiny and
down for it. I'm down
looked a
for it.
little veiny.
That episode looks like it's going to
Slobby.
be a lot less creepy. And it looks like it's focusing more on that person themselves rather than like the situation with Dr. Ramune.
Yeah, I am eager to see what's next for the series itself. And
I
then
like the anime. I just don't like some of the small things that happen, like the 9-year-old girl being yeah, not a
that's,
fan.
that's uncomfy all the way
Let's
around.
let's hope they don't do that again.
I hope, because that was just uncomfy all the way around, and yeah, just do not like 0 to 10. Would not recommend any of that. But anyway, move on to the King's Avatar,
I want
season
to
1, episode 3,
just
the Unspecialized.
surmise.
Do as they please.
I just want to surmise my thoughts on this episode.
Oh,
This video game makes no damn sense. It just
what?
doesn't. It's a first-person slasher game, but they do all this. They like do all these weird, crazy grabs, and also being unspecialized is like a good thing for some reason, which makes no sense because you get more abilities, but you shouldn't. Is look,
Have you seen Sword Art Online?
look, look. I've played a lot of MMOs, and like Sword Out Online, a lot of that is like meant to be like you're a person that's like in the game. Like dot hack, you're a person that's in the game. Hardcore leveling warrior, you're a person that's in the game. This anime specifically shows you're just a person on a keyboard.
Oh,
It makes no sense.
look, they took
And
some
it
liberty
just
with the design to engross the viewer.
you could have chosen a better story vehicle then. Like, this
No
is my
one
only
wants to see
problem.
like World of Warcraft avatars top down running around.
So I
Well,
did a
then
little
you-
bit of research on this, and it's based on the game called Terra.
Oh,
It's nothing like Terra.
I don't know.
I've played Terra. Terra has cooldowns. I had an amazing little creature in Terra, and Archer was the most broken class in the world.
Anyway, I don't know.
Never
I've
played
never
it.
played
Archer's.
Terra. I haven't really played any MMOs.
I
I've
think
watched
it's
other
free
people
on
play them,
Steam.
and I have avoided them.
Yeah,
Personality.
I don't know. I don't care for this. It's
Anyway,
just I don't understand the rules of the game, and that just takes me out of the anime.
I can just enjoy it
There's
for what it is.
no rules. Is what it is boring though.
How is it boring?
The main character's boring. I like my main characters to have like a bit of a personality and not be Sasuke's.
He's not a Sasuke.
He's like
Better than
Sasuke or Byakuya or Toshiro.
some main.
99% of the time they have no emotion.
He has emotion. He just doesn't show it.
Oh, what is anime except a visual media?
I'm not gonna argue this with you. We could save it for a topic in the future. So anyway,
Like,
the anime starts. The boss lady's
um,
crying about Hughes retiring, and
yeah.
he gets a drink and he sits at his computer, and the people are still watching the news about his retirement. He tells the boss, and he's like, "I bet EQ isn't even that upset." He tries to distract her, but she's still like she grumps at him. She's not having it. And he says EQ is retired, and he's like, "Yeah, but ZQ is still here. Z's
Well, he says
you."
like I'm still here. That's what he said.
Not in
Yeah.
the version. He's like, "Yeah, Z's you still here." That's what he
I
the
don't
version I.
know.
But anyway, she grumps at him for going on about that again, and then they look up, and then he distracts her, but like, "Help me look up a guide for this skeleton. How many times do I need to combo it to get the special drop?" And she's like, "You got to do a 24 hit combo, but you can't do that." He OPs it and does it, and she's impressed and goes to leave, and then they do the thing about, "I've never seen EQ again," and he's like, "Hey, I'm right here." Does not believe it. So, and then he goes, we see him in the game, and we see the Blue River Guild meeting up because they had kind of made that little, "I'll give you what you need for creation if you come help us clear this dungeon." And Lord Grim totally worked the other team over by getting way more out of them than they even intended to in the first place. And then everyone's like gone from the game, and they're talking about it. Oh, it's because he retired. No one really feels like playing. And
Makes
then he
no
gets
sense.
there, introduces the party, and then he's like, "I'm gonna make some suggestions to optimize the team," because they talk about like main tanks and aggro, and then he's like, "Get rid of the priest. We don't even need the priest. We don't need that guy." And they're like, "Who will heal the main tank?" And MT means main tank, which is pretty much the person who draws the most aggro. And
Guys, if you know anything about MMOs, you guys know what main tank and healer.
see,
They don't want a main tank and they don't want a healer.
I did not look it up. I mean, I had to look it up because I did not know. So then he's like, and then they're like, "Oh, you were making a glass cannon team, just a pure offensive, pure attack." And then he's like, "Yeah, let me have control," and it just pisses off. So and then he just goes in, and then he starts just wrecking stuff. Just starts because his plan is to draw all of the crowd, all of the angry mobs aggro, and take them out in one go. What was it called? A one wave rush.
Yes.
Plans on getting, because there's like little goblins, and it's like the frost forest or something. He plans on getting all of them, all of the different mobs gathered into one, and just taking them out. And they're like, "He can't do this. He can't do this." And through questionable means, he does this. He gets all of the aggro onto himself, and then after that, he's in the middle, and they're closing in from both sides, and then he just nopes out of there, and then he draws them back to the rest of the party, and then he's like, "Yeah, get ready, it's time." And they're astonished, and oh, he also did this Z shake thing, like this complicated move where moves like the letter Z and dodges
Makes no
attacks.
sense.
Look,
His weapon makes no sense. I
the
don't
umbrella.
understand it. I don't
But anyway,
understand it.
and
Sword, it's a club,
they
it's a
also see that
gun.
they see here as well that he has a bunch of different mismatched skills from not choosing a class. He remains unspecialized, which you find out later that could be a choice in Old Glory. You're unspecialized, so you can broaden your skill set. So only idiots play
There's
unspecialized, they
there's a
say.
reason for that, and that's because for some reason this anime has gifted the unspecialized class the ability to do anything, but that's not how it goes. That's why they said like, well, unspecialized faded out years ago, and it's like there's a reason for that. But the specialized classes you gain more power. Like you see, even with the swordsman dude, his sword slash was way stronger than anything the main character could pull off. You also forgot the main character's level 20.
Yes, he is a level 20. So, and then the mobs of goblin come in, and he's like, "Yeah, follow my orders, do these things." He tells them, "Hey, mage, do the fire blast. This dude, do this thing." They all follow his orders, and they wreck all of the
Yeah.
mobs in one go, and they do it in record time. The tank and the priest are outside being angies, and they're like, "Why is this taking so long? They should have failed by now." Then they hear the message that Lord Grim with the Blue River Guild broke the world record
20
for
minutes, 24 seconds.
yes. and they're just shocked. And so then the Blue River dude just brags, whatever his name was, brags to the other guild. He's like, "Oh yeah, look what we did. We breached your
Yeah.
record."
Then
And
Grim
then
leaves the guild.
they're like, "Yeah, Lord Grimm's totally in our guild now." And then Grimm's like, "I did what I came here for. Peace," and
I mean, he
leaves.
doesn't. It's just a little like he doesn't say anything. It's just like, yeah, he's in our guild. And Lord Grim has left the guild.
Yep. And then we see the boss, and then we're back in not game. And boss has a friend that she has to go see, and her name is Little Tang.
Just Tang.
Tang. It was Little Tang in the version that I watched. But anyway, her name is
Tang.
Tang, and she calls her Little Tang. And then they kind of meet up, and apparently Tang does not play the game, but she has very very fast hands.
She plays the game. She does not have an account
because she finds the game boring. She doesn't want to.
because
Too
it's
easy.
too easy. Yes.
So she's
yeah.
her PK, her player killer. So the boss puts her on her account and gets revenge for that one person that beat her before. And Tang has no problem, wipes the person. And a bunch of people gather up to watch, and she doesn't even play it. And EQ watches. He's like, she's got good hand speed. She do be the fast.
Chairs
And
keep changing. Sometimes they're gamer chairs. Sometimes they're not.
did not pay any attention to chairs.
It's really hard not to when they do overhead scene and it's a throne, and then they do a close-up scene and it's a gaming chair.
Maybe it's a intended visual reference to show you who's.
Maybe it's just bad animation.
Anyway, so
Or they don't
GQ
have
here,
overhead chair assets.
and then the boss is like, "Why don't you two duel?" So pretty much they set up to duel.
She has him duel because she wants to knock him down a peg, and she wants her to get a challenge.
Exactly. And so a bunch of people gather up to watch, and because they have heard about Lord Grimm's accomplishments, and a bunch of people are like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna watch this," and he's like, "Boss, do I go easy on her?" And she just laughs at him. She's like you could beat her, kind of thing. And then they
He
bet.
does.
He's like, "How about a pack of cigarettes?" He's like, "I don't smoke. Here's some money."
100
And
won.
yes, and then they start fighting, and he wrecks her.
He wins.
He wrecks her.
Go
And
again.
she's like, no. She does not accept her defeat. She plays
And he
something like
wins.
how many times?
I don't know. He had probably like $3,200 by the end of that.
It said I think it was 11 wins, 0 losses on the screen by the time that
He had more than that.
I don't know, but
He had more
11
than that.
times the screen said, and it just kept going and going. But I think it was 11 at the end, but who knows?
It was
And
more
she
than
just
that.
keeps asking for another and another, and he's like, no, you need to keep a little money. I don't want to
Yeah,
bankrupt.
he wanted to give it back, but she's like, no, that would be don't insult her. So he's like, all right, I'll take this as a school fee. If you ever want to learn, just come to me. And he's like, by the way, it's not an APM game. It's not that simple.
Yeah, he pretty much tells her also that she's got really good skill. She just needs to learn how to play the game.
She has great APM. She just needs to learn strategy, pretty much.
And then as soon as he leaves, Little Tang looks at the boss lady, and she's like, "Make me an account." Because she wants to beat him. She wants to learn how to play the game. She wants to get good because she wants. It's very cute. Did I just suddenly have no sound?
No,
Okay.
I really don't care about these characters.
Oh, see, I enjoy the character.
The only character I like is the boss. It's because she has a personality.
Boss lady.
And her personality isn't just douche.
I like EQ because I like the strong silent side. He's not a douche. I like the.
He's a douche.
I'm excited to see where this goes. But
I don't like his smugness. It annoys me.
Smug.
He's very
the best
smug.
fighter.
Doesn't matter. You don't have to be.
Could announce it to the world. He doesn't.
He could be humble.
I thought he could be a lot more. I thought he could actually be more outspoken about his skills and abilities personally. But anyway, so that's the anime club for this time. We are going to talk about the movie Dark Side of Dimensions after, and if you're Patreon, you can do that. you're not, then you don't. Sorry.
You don't get to see it.
Little as $1 a month, you can watch our shenanigans where we don't have to say political. Anyway, so let's move on to Empire News. I would like to thank our patrons Chase, Soul Reaper, Lissa, okay, Lissa XO, Soul Reaper, and Adam S, Soul Reaper. Thank you guys so much for being our patrons.
Yes. Thank you for keeping us going.
Thank you. Anyway, we also need still, once again, we need a media stream manager. So if you or somebody you know wants to help out,
Yes,
hit us up.
if we can get a streaming person, we can get Anime Club back.
Yojack would be the person to contact for that, but or one of us figure out where.
We need to get Anime Club back.
Anime Club.
You guys can watch with us. Bring movies
Very,
and anime.
very
back.
excited. So yeah, that's about gonna wrap it up for this week's Otakucast. DC, what do you got planned for your content? You have another skit coming this coming week?
Yes, I have a skit dropping tomorrow. If you guys want to have a little like preview of the name, it's called When the $1,400 Relief Check Hits the Retirement Home.
Oh, interesting.
So, I also have some other skits planned for the future. With like the NPC pub, or some other really dumb stuff like when your level 5 party meets a dragon.
Interesting. Well, Rukia says hi, by the way, everybody. There's lovely. Let's see. I have recently had a bunch of good stuff on my channel too. I'm still working on Forest Castle compilation. I had AI Dungeon. You should check out AI Dungeon sometime. DC, it's fun. Turn on the lewd. Gotta turn on the lewd.
It's YouTube. You can't do that.
Turn on the lewd. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
You can't do it on YouTube. It's against the terms and conditions. So I can't.
I did it anyway. I do it anyway. But yeah, and then yeah, probably just more juicy content on our channels, and keep an eye on the Otaku Twitch. I believe we might maybe have some sort of game future. Keep an eye on the Discord.
Things are in the work. Things are being
Things
discussed.
are happening. Yeah. We're bipping, we're bopping, we're movers, we're shakers. So anyway,
We are
everybody,
the music makers, and we are the dreamer of dreams.
are we?
Do you know what that's a
didn't-
reference to? Do you even know what that's a reference to? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
It's been a long time since I've seen the original.
It's
Charlie.
Willy Wonka. Yeah, it's the original. It's what he says to Veruca Salt to get her to shut up.
Ah,
She's just like,
yes.
"There's no such thing as Snozzberries," and he's like, "We are the music makers, and
I
we
didn't
are the
see any
dreamer of
underrated
dreams."
animes in chat.
No, I didn't see any, and disappointed. But hey, comments down below. We talked about underrated animes. Give us your thoughts. Did you listen to any of them? Did you hear any of the ones or see any of the ones we've talked about? Do you want to check any of them out? Let us know.
Yes, please do. And that about does it for this week's Otakucast, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching, commenting. Thanks for liking and sharing and following and subscribing and do all those things that I know you totally definitely did because you're awesome. And if you're watching this, you're canonically attractive.
I don't know what it's a reference to.
Podcast that I listen to bits before
Terrible. See you, everybody.
Lord Chris, yes, it makes. Bye.
Bye. You're cutting out way too much for that to